Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Medicom Toy, the Mafex or Mafex, number 174 Superman from Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is the black suit version, and I'm very excited for this because again, if you guys watch my Mezco review of the Justice League 3-pack, I'm a fan of the Snyder cut of Justice League. I enjoyed it. It was 4 hours, it was really long. Some things about the movie I absolutely did not enjoy, but overall, I really liked it. I love Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman. I really liked Man of Steel. Batman v Superman, the extended cut was good. Not great, good. And Zack Snyder's Justice League was good also. But Henry Cavill as Superman, I absolutely love it. And fitting that I would have this review, because just a couple of days ago, there was an event somewhere, and there was more Zack Snyder's Justice League Mafex figures coming. Wonder Woman, Nightmare Batman, I think a different... the tactical suit Batman, I think, is going to be coming, and then a red and blue suit Superman. So lots of exciting things to come, but I'm excited to check this out. Doesn't look like he has a huge amount of accessories in there. He's got 2 extra sets of hands. He's got 3 different head sculpts, so that is pretty cool. Looking at the back of the package, we get some different shots of Superman. So let's go ahead and get this thing out of the package and take a look. And then big shout out and thank you to Big Bad Toy Store for getting this out to me so I can review for you guys. Link in the video description below. It is in stock right now at Big Bad Toy Store, so make sure to check them out for all your action figure needs, including this Mafex Superman. Alright, so here is the Superman figure out of the package, and yeah, this is a pretty straightforward figure. Not a lot of accessories. I mean, 2 extra sets of hands, 3 extra heads, which are cool, but not a whole lot going on for the figure in terms of accessories and things like that. I don't necessarily mind that, but maybe a head sculpt with the I-beams would have been cool to get. We don't have that, but we do get a stand, but every Mafex figure comes with a stand, and not that these are kind of the greatest. They're just okay for what you kind of need to get to do with them. But here we have Henry Cavill Superman, and it's a really good one. It really is. Again, just doesn't come with a whole lot of stuff to it. Let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look at the figure. Okay, up close look at Superman. I already swapped out some of the heads because, I take pictures and stuff as I kind of go along. But I already got this head sculpt on there, and this one's really good. I love that the red around the eyes. I like that the hair is different also. It's not, it's kind of coming down into his forehead, as you can see there. Really good, kind of menacing and scary looking as his eyes are getting ready to kind of do the laser beam thing. Oh, yeah. As he tilts back and almost falls. So that is really cool. Again, laser eye effect would have been cool. I would have liked that a lot, but as it stands right now, the way we have this is kind of cool. So I really like the way that looks. So that is one head sculpt. We have a total of 4. This one reminds me of like the crying Superman. So like at the end of Man of Steel, this is the look on his face. The look on his face. This is what that one kind of reminds me of. I don't know if it's supposed to be like an angry, but to me, this looks more sad and upset, in my opinion. We do get an angry head sculpt, and that one is, well, not angry, but like mad, menacing, disappointed there, and that looks pretty good. And then we have the one that was on the figure itself. It's just more the stoic, straight face there. Now, the likeness to Henry Cavill. Mafex is not the greatest when it comes to actor likenesses. So this is about what I would expect with Mafex. You can kind of see the likeness, but then at the same time, it's like, is it really him? Probably not like a whole lot. It may look like a super young Henry Cavill, maybe. If I remember him from the Count of Monte Cristo or something there. But, I think it's close enough, I guess. I just think, actor likenesses is not Mafex's strong suit. Their strong suit is going to be in the sculpt and the articulation of a figure, which they do here. So we have it there, so we'll take a look at that. In terms of the extra accessories, we have just these open hands. So these are kind of like the flight hands, and then these are just like open, relaxed hands there. I won't really be swapping those out. He's got fists on the figure. They pop on and off very easily, just like any other Mafex, so you have those there. But now let's go ahead and see the rest of the figure, all just black and silver. All looks really good. I do have one little complaint about the figure, though, when we get into it, and that's going to be this bottom torso. I feel like there's not enough, like any little bit back, you're going to see the gap. I feel like it should have been either longer or this torso piece should have been up higher, because that gap is just always going to be there, and I just kind of don't like it. I wish it would have been covered up with a longer torso or something changed to avoid that gap, but, not the end of the world, but I would have liked it, if that gap wasn't there, because I feel like any little bit of motion, you can kind of really see it. The Superman logo looks really good. You could see the different line in there. and that's good. Nice silver paint. We get that line work in there, which has not quite as bright a silver, but it does have a little bit of a more of a gray, I guess, paint to it, and the line work of the suit on the sides and everything like that. Looking on the back too, that looks really good. A little bit on the boots there, and then on the forearms. So that looks really good. And the cape is just all black. It's like this nice nylon fabric there, which is good. It's got the wires on the sides of the cape, not the ends or anything, but it works out well, so you could really have it like blowing in the wind and stuff. So that's definitely a nice touch. I like the way that came out looking. If I spread out the cape, I may have to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see that, but you can see how big the cape there is. And I think that's a really good size. It doesn't to overpower the figure in any way or really get in the way, when he's like just kind of standing there. It drapes down nicely, so no worries there. But yeah, that is the Mafex Superman, the black suit from Zack Snyder's Justice League. So now let's go ahead and check out the articulation on this guy. Okay, so the articulation for Henry Cavill Superman, he can look all the way up, which is good when you want to get him into flight poses. That works out really well. He can look all the way down. As you can see, the neck has its own point of articulation, and then the head on top of the neck can actually move independently as well. The neck does look a little bit long the more I look at it, however, so that is a little unfortunate. So if you just kind of have his head down a little bit, you're not really going to notice it so much. So if you get him into elevated flight poses, maybe that works. But good pivot, swivel, and everything going on in the neck. The arm, you can get the arm to go straight on out like so, which is great. You get a full rotation in there. There's somewhat of a bicep butterfly joint, as you can see there. You can kind of get that shoulder to go back a little bit and coming forward somewhat, and then typical Mafex with some of their parts kind of coming apart. But I was going to say, you could get some good crossbody in there, as that shoulder, that butterfly actually sticks out a little bit, which will then allow for some motion kind of to do some crossbody. So let me pop this arm back on there. Okay, so the arm is back on there. This is going to be a situation where that bicep is going to come off very easily. So if you immediately try to do that crossbody that I was doing, yeah, it's probably going to come off. Typically with Mafex figures, those parts can come off pretty easily, and sometimes they can be difficult to put on. This arm was not difficult to put on, but it does come off easily. So just a heads up on that. Be aware of that. Double jointed elbow gives you that much bend there. The wrists are on a ball peg, so you could swivel them around and hinge in any which way you need them to go. Which is good. We have the diaphragm cut on Superman there, so you could tilt, and I'm trying to do it without the ball joint way, so you can get the upper torso to just tilt to the left that much. You can get it to tilt to the right that much there, and then you can go back a little bit on just that upper torso portion and then come forward a little bit there. But the ball joint at the waist, you can get Superman to crunch forward that far in total. You can get him to crunch back that much, but again, that gap right there at the stomach and the waistline bothers me. It's just so visible. You can tilt all the way to the left there with using that ball joint at the waist, and then all the way to the right there. So really good movement. You get a swivel at the waist, so you could do a swivel at the diaphragm, whichever way you want to do it. We do get the drop down hips, as you can see there. You could drop down. Legs go out. Let's see. Ooh, that's it. Only that far apart. So that is not a whole lot. So that kind of isn't great. You can kick forward that much. The leg goes back slightly. We do have a thigh swivel all the way in there at the hip joint, as you can see there. So no ugly cuts or anything like that. Double jointed knee there. That looks clean. No boot swivel or anything like that. Foot hinges down very, very little, because get this, you can pop these off because they pop on and off very easily. That's not a whole lot of room to move around. There's no hinge whatsoever. It's just a ball joint on there. So you can swivel it around, no problem. You can pivot a little tiny bit. You can go down, go up very little. So I wish these ankles were a little bit better. And then we do have toe articulation there. So Mafex figures, the articulation is always pretty good. I would say very solid. The sculpt is always quite nice. The actor likenesses aren't great. Like comic head sculpts and things like that come out really good. It's just when you have actor likenesses, it's just not the greatest. But very pleased with how he can move, except for the ankles. The ankles are definitely a disappointment, but I am very happy with this Superman. Okay, seeing as how it is Deadpool and Wolverine Day, here we have the X-Force versions of Wolverine and Deadpool next to the Mafex Superman, and they fit the theme. We're going to go dark colors. Well, maybe not Deadpool. A little bit. He's got black on there, as you can see there. So a little bit shorter than Deadpool, taller than Wolverine, as he should be. So scaling-wise, you know, I don't know that Mafex is perfect. The, like, Captain America Winter Soldier figures are kind of large compared to, like, Iron Man figures, but Spider-Man figures look tiny. So scale-wise, I wouldn't say is going to be perfect, but usually, typically with, like, comic book characters, they see, you know, they would be a little bit larger versus, like, actual, like, live-action actors and things like that. But for the most part, I think these all look pretty good together. And then a little bit of Marvel and DC crossover. Here we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Iron Man. There, as you can see, Superman and Iron Man, I think, kind of scale well together. Captain America is quite large, and I think that just shows more proof that the Winter Soldier figures, for whatever reason, Mafex made them a little bit bigger than I think they should be. And the same is going to go for Winter Soldier, but the Winter Soldier, I could get a pass because it's such an amazing figure. But otherwise, Superman, Iron Man, I think look good together. Captain America, a little too big. Okay, so that is my review of the Mafex Superman from Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm very happy with it. Again, I love Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman in the DC, old DCU, whatever it was really called, DCEU. I really liked Henry Cavill, Superman. He's my favorite live-action Superman. Christopher Reeves, awesome, yes. But I really liked Henry Cavill's portrayal. So, happy to have this figure. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Mafex Superman figure? Is it one that you have? Or are you looking forward to those new ones that just got unveiled at that Medicom Toy exhibition? Let me know down in the comments below. Lots of cool figures coming from Mafex, so I'm looking forward to picking up a few of them. You know, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was fully revealed. It looks like the Final Swing Spider-Man might have been revealed, I'm not sure, but then we saw the integrated suit Spider-Man, we saw Tobey Maguire, lots of DC Comics, Venom 2099 is coming, so all kinds of stuff. I'm cheating, I'm using a little red light on his face. Lots of figures coming, so I'm excited. You guys let me know down in the comments below if you're excited, and then what you think of this Mafex Superman figure. What did you think of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out BigBadToyStore.com for all your action figure needs. Again, this is in stock right now. Link in the video description below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.